I call myself an artist, a philosopher of climate art, so the obvious aesthetic for a climate artist is ice. And so one of the things I do is I melt ice as an art and as a reminder and as an aesthetic for the conversation around climate.
You follow Sam Wang?
Yeah.
What do you think? He's very optimistic.
And the good news is that not only does it remind us of the melting ice cap, melting glaciers, but it's just really cool. It's just really beautiful and meditative, and people will stand around it just like they'll stand around a fire and discuss these things. In a larger context, I'm interested in how we will learn to witness what's changing on the planet as we are alive to watch a geologic feature of the planet disappear. So this is a small reminder and one of the things that I do as part of my martial work as a philosopher.
You can't wait for the sort of sea change. I mean, I agree we should work on all of that. There needs to be a game-changing way in the ways we teach, kids' perspective on the future, science, all of that. But there has to be somebody in the driver's seat that, takes the reins now and makes decisions for the broader.
Or we have to admit where we don't have the tools yet. I would say, like, the one thing that up the urgency is that we're not able to admit we're screwed at the moment.
Right? I would disagree with that.
Well, but let me thought that, like, in other words,
some are screwed.
Yeah. The degree to which we're in search of hope, we avoid talking about what we don't have. While we're worrying about solving something with little levers that aren't enough, we're missing perhaps another opportunity to learn things that we don't know we're going to learn. What do we learn from going and witnessing the ice melt?
Yeah.
And how do we carve out enough space to even consider that as an important thing to do in this time?
I led an ecotourism trip to Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean off of Siberia, and about a quarter of the passengers were deniers or skeptics at the outset, and seeing the places where the glaciers were. I showed them pictures John Muir had taken of intact glaciers, and now they could look at exactly that same spot and see that it was bare ground. And it made more difference than anything I said in my lectures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're alive on the planet, like from my personal philosophical point of view, like we're alive on the planet during this thing happening. Like, again, we have front row seats to watch a geologic feature of the planet that's been around millions of years disappear. Okay, that means that my life and what I'm going to do with my life and how I'm going to just engage that witnessing even is like, how do I bring the millions of years of humanity to fore? How do you be responsible not just to my party or my country or whatever? How about just like the humanity and what's really important? Unfortunately, that means that a lot of what we've constructed becomes not important. And then you have this. So back to the question, you have this struggle of like, how do you overcome the sort of the relentless? I've got the solution. We've got to get everyone onto our answer. Like you were talking, we've had our little conversations around this before. Sort of dynamic it's part of the conversation where everyone's got the solution. We've got to get everyone onto our solution. It's like, there's a deeper thing to perhaps attend to that needs space to be able to breathe and explore.
Off and away you go.
Away.